Now, I should have some steel plates already. Let's get rid of that, hit 0. I should have some steel plates that were ready to go in game. So yeah, there's like several hundred. Now, here, let me just drag those back. If I just double click on, it's going to try to bring over as many as it possibly can that I have storage, and I can carry more than 900 plates. You can see I have total of 4,000 liters of volume that I can carry. So we're just drag that back over, and right now I have 227 being used out of 4,000. And then that actually puts it up to 2,900. So there's quite a few. I mean, steel plates are quite massive. Now, and a lot of the servers that I play, people have that at what was it, at 5 times the normal storage space is only 2,000 liters. So I can carry a lot less. So we have this one up to 10 times, which is great. If you carry it at the very minimum, it is a pain in the keister on building things. Okay, now as far as for transferring, but let's say I just want a few. If I just want 10, I can control click and it'll bring over 10 at a time. Or if I hit shift click and then it brings over 100 at a time. So there, I just grabbed 350. Like I said, all I'm going to do at this point is I'm just going to finish making the wall around this area right here. Get back. And I don't need a huge area, but since I got the refineries, what I'm going to do is I'll plan on moving it out. Either I'll build up on top of it, which might look more impressive for a tower, but I want to make sure that I have enough room in case I need to get in here to do any kind of repair work. I need to be able to get in here. So we're going to go ahead and put a wall up right here. So I've got 1 block width for a wall. And then we'll make sure that I have at least an entryway. And since I'm on the planet, I'm not going to worry about putting an actual door in. Hit 0 will clear whatever you're carrying. And since I'm on the planet side, I'm not going to worry about putting doors between rooms. I might do that if there's more hostile creatures. But like I said, the cyber hounds are turned off. So that's basic building right there. Which there's a lot of sandbox games that are out there right now that kind of cover this. And I really enjoy this one for a lot of different reasons. Okay, now we're going to build another small room. And I'm pretty sure the room in question, it was just going to be the medical bay, will actually take up a 2x2 area. To actually place it. And I'm going to put plates down for that one, but I don't know what color floor I'm going to go with, so I'll probably keep them just a generic colored for now. Because once they're placed, it's hard to reach, especially since I can't get on the underside to see anything. So we're going to kind of make this a front room. So let's get this. Don't really need anything else in this room. And then we'll actually do a placement, and I might need interior plates to place it. But once I actually have power over here, then I will put the medical bay in. But I don't have power over here right now, so that's kind of a big pain. And that green is killing me. Let's go with my standard blue. There we go. I like my blue. I like my blue. The sun is getting pretty low in the sky. No, it is. Looks like it's still pretty good. It just looks really dim. It's still up there pretty good. I just lied to everybody. I'm not sure how much time is left. I'm not sure what the rotation speed is. I've not timed it. But I know on the other side of the world where some of my other teammates or the server mates are at, it's still pretty dark. Alright, so we've basically got a utility room for the refinery, and then we'll have our medical bay in here. It's just going to be a small base, it's not going to be a huge one. And then out here we will actually put in the assembler. We'll basically make this like a tool room. And I might have to expand this out a little bit. Assemblers take a 1x2 area, so that's not too bad. And you know what? I think for starters, I don't need to take a huge amount of space, but we're gonna still give ourselves a basic room. And we're gonna have to kind of go up. Now there are other blocks to kind of fancy this up a little bit. Okay, we're gonna go back to, which one was it? Number 3? 3, Vault 7. And we're gonna do a similar setup. We got a 1x2 for the assembler, and then it can have 2 efficiency modules. So, you know what? If I lay them on their side, I can take up a lot less space. So let's do that like this. I know it's a 1x2. Yeah, we're gonna do it this way. And I need to get back to my grinder. Grind these down. I want a small footprint for the basic base, but I do need to build up. So, and then we'll go back to, now I just got my backpack on. If you watch the hydrogen, it's down to 92% and I'm just floating here. It'll burn through it quick, but since I've got that hydrogen tank, it'll refill from that bottle, and I'll be able to refill several times from that. But I still try not to stay up in the air any longer than I have to. So we're gonna go back to the 3rd page right there, and then we're gonna bring out the pillar. Now, like I said, these pillars are just markers to where things are going to be placed. The middle section is where the assembler is going to actually be, and then the efficiency modules will be on either side. Now, something I'm not doing that I probably should be doing is make sure I've got enough room for the conveyor system. The conveyor system is very important to have so that everything can communicate with each other. So eventually these blocks, some of these blocks might get replaced, like actually I'll just use that as a pointer. The one that one's on right now might eventually get replaced, so that way it can actually get a conveyor connection to the assembler, and then that'll connect over to the refinery, so then I can drag and drop between those two. And it's not going to be as important for the medical bay to be connected since it's breathable. It'll get a refill of energy, but if I have it hooked up to the oxygen, then it'll also through the oxygen generator, it'll refill my hydrogen tank and my oxygen tank. So, but like I said, the oxygen tank isn't near as important while I'm on here. All right, some of the basics. I still need a room for the power. And no, I don't want to leave them in here. Maybe I will keep the generator in here with because I'll have room for it. I'll just try to keep it square is all I'm trying to do right now. So if I have the efficiency module here, that'll leave me a wall here. Then I can actually I need a reactor. We're just going to put a small reactor in here and get rid of those windows. 6. And then we're going to rotate it. Oops. And then we want to rotate it so it's... Now you got your keys, your insert, delete, home, end, page up, and page down are your rotation keys. Sometimes it takes a little playing. When you first set up the game, and I have it turned off right now, there's a little utility thing off to the side that actually will show you what directions it will actually turn, which makes that a little bit easier, I should say. So we'll put our reactor, hide it back behind there, and like I said, there's another entry point for that, and I might have just put that down on the bottom, and I should put that on the top, so that way the conveyor system can talk to that. Ooh, go back to that. 5. Let's tear that back off. Go back to 3. And go back to 6. I think, yeah, it's right down there on the bottom. That's the other access point, so we're going to see about flipping that up. so now let's see if we can. I don't want to do that. So this is why it's kind of nice having that. I don't want it just to be looks like it's upside down. That's gonna look tacky. Oh well, I think for now that's gonna be good enough. But anyways, you'll see that this big kind of yellowish square is an actual access point, and there's 2 of them on these nuclear reactors. And I may move it up to the ceiling. I may move it up high enough and get it out of the way. Then I can have it facing upright. See, I can do this. I just need a wall to finish putting it on. Like I said, the conveyor is going to be here in the middle. So to do that, if a conveyor eventually is here on the middle, I would need to put let's flip it upright, so that way the oops, turn that off. Don't burn up in the fuel. I can go refill it, but not right now. And then that'll put the access hatch on the bottom. So like I said, eventually this, use my little pointer stick right there, that block will eventually get replaced with part of a conveyor block as well. So we'll go back to our main one, we'll pull out the old, and that leaves a little more open too. By doing that, it's part of the wall, and that means I can shorten this up a little bit. So let's get our outline, and I need to make sure there's a path here, so I'm going to need to come out just a little bit farther, and then that'll give us our wall. Now like I said, when I actually get all the pieces up, then this is going to be all blue. So, and then I will actually go through and kind of paint it to, you can paint it to whatever you want, make it aesthetically pleasing. Now I might go ahead and put a storage unit in here as well, since I'll have a conveyor tube right here. If I can replace this and I can put in, then I can connect this into the conveyor system too, trying to hide the conveyor, hide it in the walls, so that it's not so gaudy. Play with it, I guess that's probably the more important thing. And do I have, I don't have any. So what we're going to do, so we're going to hit G, and then we can just type in cargo, click up in here and just type in cargo. And we just want to get a small cargo container. Small cargo container on stations and large ships carry quite a bit. If you look over the right, it shows you what the actual components needed. So I'll just double click, or I can drag it down there and put it in the toolbar, and now it's part of that. And right now it says cargo, and it's a 1x1x1, and that should give me ample storage just having the one. Now if this is a hostile world, I would definitely be putting storage in a couple different places, because if something comes in and breaks one of them, it makes a huge mess, and when they explode, they kind of tear your stuff everywhere. It kind of makes it a mess. Alright, we've got a utility room started for our assembler, for our assembly. So let's, you know what, let's go ahead and see what I need to actually do to put all that stuff in. Okay, I just need steel plates, so that's okay. And let's look up the refinery. And the refinery might, I think, take steel plates as well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clear out some of those pillars to put that in there. So I need the efficiency modules. So EFF. There are power efficiency modules too. Sorry, it's the effectiveness module is what I want. There is productivity modules for the refinery, and these other two the assembler works with, which is the power efficiency. No, sorry. Productivity and the power are the two that work with the assembler, and the refinery can use all three. I like using the effectiveness module on the refineries because you will in effect get twice as much ingots from the ores. So something that you only get like 1% of, you actually get 2% of. So I like having the effectiveness modules, but you have to have 4 of those on your on the refineries. So, but it's going to be a while before I can build that because that's going to take more materials than I have right now. In fact, I don't even have a good power source yet over here. And then the power efficiency module requires less electricity. Since I have a place close by for uranium, I'm not going to worry about the power efficiency. But if I was in outer space and didn't have a place to get uranium easily, I might want to consider putting that in because it won't use up near as much. Then the productivity module actually speeds things up. They'll actually make your ores twice as fast, but uses a lot more electricity. Now you can only have, on the refineries, you can only have 4 modules, and you can mix and match if you want. But each one by themselves has a much smaller percentage than if you did all 4. I prefer to use the effectiveness because sometimes it's limited resources and I'll wait the time to do that. All right, so we've got the assembler. So what I'm going to do, or I've got the plans for it. So, and actually I'm going to go ahead and bring my grinder over here as well, so that way I don't have to switch back and forth. Oh, and then you gotta be careful of stupid things like that. You cut pieces off, if they're not anchored, then they will come off for other things. Alright, so we're gonna place the assembler. I think the other side has an access port. The thing to do with that is to put it here facing that way. There you can see that there is. And then we're going to set that right there up against that block. So now all I have to do is collect the pieces, and then I won't have to go back through and replace these. All I got to do is bring out my welder. As long as I've got the parts, then I can start placing them. Oh, I didn't do that right. I need to rotate because I need those on the top and the bottom right there. So my assembler is actually going to be on its side, and that's why, because that's how the modules actually connect to it. So I need to take that back off, and then we'll put that back on with it rotated properly. And then we can go back to my grinder. Now literally all I'm doing is building the shell. We're not actually building individual components. A lot of that's going to take some time, and feel free to build them, carry things over one at a time if you want. I just learned that this is a lot more efficient for me, and the sun is setting, so I'm going to stop recording. I do not have a good light source set up to keep recording through the nighttime, so I'm actually going to probably start recording a lot of this. I mean, there might be something else I can show you how to do. We'll have to find out. But anyways, we'll keep going until we can't see. Now I got that's the refinery. I want the effectiveness. There we go. We got 6. Now what we're going to do is, you can look at it. We want it so, right there. See those 2 things. Let me see if I can scoot over. These right here need to line up with it on the top. So what I want to do is I want it to rotate. Come on. See, if I don't have that rotation thing up, sometimes it's there. That should be it right there. I'll find out, because actually once it's all built. And then we want to continue rotating that. And we'll put one on top. Now it doesn't rain on this world. At least I've never seen it rain on the world. So we want that to rotate again, so that those square pieces are facing down, because the refinery would have those on top as well as the bottom. So now basically I'm on the wall. I have the assembler and I have the efficiency modules are ready to be built. So that is that. Now the refineries are done exactly the same way. The only thing is, refinery are big honkers, and you're about to see how big They are 2x2 floor space big. So let's get the refinery, which is number 4 in the toolbar. And I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, so using V will change your view. And I want to, there we go. This way I can actually kind of see. I want to get over to the side, and I want to make sure that those squares are on the side, and they are not. They're going to be on the back. So right there's the squares I'm looking for, and I want to get those off to the side. And I hate that, because sometimes